President Obama got to the White House behind you because of the peace movement, and they rallied behind him. Some of them thought he was the peace candidate. What are your feelings now?
Well, he got to the White House because there was an anti-war movement. I don't know that the whole anti-war movement was behind him, but it was because there was a movement and that he was able to ride on that message into the White House. I think it's amazing that he's there and he's doing some fantastic things domestically. I'm very concerned about him in the area of foreign policy. I feel I'm confused and upset about what he's doing in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and that he's broken his promise about when troops will come home from Iraq. Not only that they will come home later, but that he will leave more behind. And I'm very concerned that he hasn't raised his voice louder about what we have done with our money and weapons in Gaza.
What about what's unfolding in Afghanistan and Pakistan, this new surge he's unrolling with more troops? What do you want to say to him about that?
I want to say to President Obama that he is on the wrong course. That what we need to do, instead of sending more troops to Afghanistan, and my God, instead of ever doing anything so unhuman as to send unmanned drones into Pakistan, what we need to do is what we should have done 8 years ago. We need to send troops of farmers and businessmen and women and doctors and lawyers, and we need to build the economy of Afghanistan. We need to create real security, which will only happen when we create a strong and balanced economy, and we can help them do that. We cannot do anything with our troops but create more violence and more hell for all Afghanistans. And I ask him please to quit using the excuse of the women in Afghanistan for this violence. We are spending $750,000 per soldier in Afghanistan. That money belongs here to help America.
There are women's organizations that say that the presence of U.S. troops and international forces in Afghanistan has actually relieved. No, that's not a good question. Let me be more concise. Some women's organizations and some women some women's organizations and some women in Afghanistan say that there's some relief for women. You know, there's new laws in place, that there are schools being built, and that women's liberation is a bit more easier than it was before under the Taliban. And so what do you say to those women?
What we say is that, first of all, what we hear is that there is more violence, and it's increasing. And that is because over these last years, we have not created the security that is necessary, that these women really need, for them to create their country. And what we need is to send in those people that can create that security, the economists, the business leaders, the doctors, the farmers. We need to get out of a violence and war society, and that is the answer into what really is the answer for security. You need security for peace to happen, for them to feel safe again. And they need the schools, they need to be educated, but we cannot continue to bring violence. What we hear from the person who's the advisor in Afghanistan from the United States is that every time we kill a Taliban, 10 more are created. Every time we send an unmanned drone into Pakistan, 100 more Al-Qaeda are created. We have to end that violence is the answer to security.
Jodie, as we speak, there are drone attacks in Pakistan. Is President Obama hearing your message about what's going on there?
Unfortunately, he's not hearing our message about the drone attacks, and we're appalled. We are speechless about why someone like President Obama could do such a thing. It is unheard of. It is against international law. This is insane that we're losing our moral authority and creating more violence by doing this and destabilizing the entire region.
We're in front of the White House. If you had one message you want to send to President Obama right now, what is it?
That he should listen to the mothers. And he knows that. So he needs to get out of the White House and start listening to the mothers, because he knows it is the mothers that will bring peace.
Happy Mother's Day, Jodie.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to you.